Hello, beautiful people. Thank you so much for joining. Welcome back if you are returning. Welcome if you're new. So happy to have you here. I'm JasmineAten, Mystic at the Crossroads, your favorite witch's favorite witch here on YouTube. And as you can tell from the title of today's video, we're going to be talking about my personal favorite candle recommendations for attracting money. I'm going to go over several different candles here, talk to you a little bit about each one, what my experience has been, how I feel they work, and how you can kind of figure out which one you should burn. You know, if you've ever been into a spiritual shop, a botanica or something like that, you guys hear me say this all the time, you can walk in and just be almost overwhelmed with the number of different choices and candles that even look very similar, almost identical, and even say the same thing, but can actually be used differently and or even produce very different results. So this is going to help kind of take the guesswork out of it. Also, maybe if you've been burning money candles and you're not seeing results, these recommendations may be something that is new to you that you can try. Okay, so first and foremost, we're going to start off with just the bare basic OG triple OG, and that is these good old-fashioned glass 7-day plain candles in the color green. I should mention this now so you guys can know I'm going to cover 7-day candles in this video. My second video is going to cover money candles when you can't burn candles. So you should definitely stick around for this one. But if you are someone who can't really babysit a 7-day candle, the next video is going to be for you. So triple OG, this is just a plain 7-day, nothing fancy. You can find this at your local bodega, grocery store, what have you. And why would you want to opt for this versus maybe something like this, right? So depending on how you practice, there's a number of different reasons why someone might choose a plain candle. For starters, if you're somebody who, you know, maybe you're kind of in the closet with your practice, or you simply just don't even want people to know. They may know you're burning candles, family, spouse, whatever, but not exactly what you're working on. That is a good option for this. Some practitioners who are old school, like my mom was, she would write on her candle specifically. So she would get a permanent marker or Sharpie and write exactly what it is that she was asking for, what she was petitioning. So basically the physical candle became the petition. Why that is good? Because you can be very specific and very detailed. You can add your name, you can add sigils, you can write out a prayer, you can, it's a canvas, it's a blank canvas. So you can take this green candle and turn it into a money candle, and you can put very specific things on there. You can print out a photo if you want to print out a photo of a check. It's really versatile. So that is one way. Another way and another reason why people will opt for these, if you don't write directly on the candle, you can do, my mother used to write on a brown paper bag. That's kind of more traditional. To me, paper is paper, honey. You can write your petition on a piece of paper, tape it to the candle, tape it to the bottom of the candle. To that I say fire safety. You really want to be careful burning, and these are relatively safe as long as you watch the wick. These are relatively safe, but you want to be careful when it comes to putting paper on your candle, because if the candle gets too hot, if the wick travels to the side, if maybe it's burning, you're not noticing it. It's extremely rare, but it does happen. If the wick travels to the side and touches your glass, it can pop the glass. It can also give you a false reading of your candles if you're someone who likes to read candles. And, you know, again, with having paper on here, you just want to be a little careful. So not to say you can't do it. My mother did it for years. I did it for years, but I would only suggest doing that if you know you're someone who's going to be home. If you know that you're like me, you leave the candles burning and you leave the house, I wouldn't suggest putting paper on here. Let's just be safe. You can put your petition next to it or what have you, but those are options, and that's kind of the beauty of candle magic, is figuring out what's going to work for you. So that is why one would opt for this. And I have seen pictures online where people have decked these candles out. They got rhinestones on them. They've printed money. They've taped money around here. They've taped pictures of themselves. Like, you can get very, very, very creative. So it's a little fire safety, a little bit of creativity. And if you want to tailor and really hone your candle in specifically, you can just opt for these. Plus they're cheaper because they don't have all the images on them. So that's number one. And to this day, I love those. I like working with those when I know I have time to really sit down and kind of get creative, because it's part of, I'm crafty, so that's part of my outlet. But for those of us that don't have the time, or just want something ready-made, I just want it to be ready, right? Just ready, pull it out, and boom, we can go. So I like these, and these, you guys have probably seen me talk about these before. They're very common. You can find them almost any botanica you go to, you're gonna find something. Sometimes they will look like this, which this is a completely different candle. We're going to talk about that a little bit too. But for the most part, you can find these in the all green. They will say money drawing on them. They come in the yellow and green and the pink and green. I like all of them. I have used all three before. In my opinion, what's worked for me that I feel like produced the fastest results has been the yellow and green, depending on what I am manifesting. Or they kind of call this gold because it's technically more of a goldish color. So, but if the pink and green, if that's what they have at your local store, those work really well. I like those for job related, different. I'll insert a picture so you guys can see it, and we'll get into that a little bit later. But I picked the pink and green for certain situations versus this. So as you can see, a ledge money candle, it has a lot of numbers on here. If you're somebody who's into numbers, maybe numbers are symbolic, maybe you play them. It has, and a few other things, good luck, the little horseshoe, luck and love. So it has some different symbols on them, but primarily this is a money drawing candle, and a lot of the symbols on here, as you can see, represent money and prosperity, right? If you look at this candle versus this one, this lucky 7, even though it says the same thing, horn of plenty, abundance, you can walk into a candle shop, see both of these on the shelf, look at them and say, well, they're both money candles, right? So does it really matter which one I get? Yes, intention is everything. We know that, right? But these candles have different symbols printed on them for a reason. Again, you got to kind of trial and error, see what works for you. I burned this as a money candle and it worked. To me, this lucky 7, again, for somebody who's definitely, if you're into numerology, if you're into gambling, if 7 is your number, right, they might opt for this for a specific reason. With this abundance, right, horn of plenty, they may opt for this because it does say on here lottery, health, love, happiness, right? But primarily, to me, when I see this, I think lottery, even though it's not a gambling candle. That's just me. It has all the money down here. So if somebody was maybe going to a casino, maybe games of chance, maybe you're doing an investment, maybe you're doing something where you are kind of moving your money in a certain type of way, this might be a good option. Now, I'm not saying that this is better than this one. You have to kind of see what works for you, because a lot of, when it comes to magic and candle magic and why all these images are on these candles, is it triggers a psychological response, an emotional response when we see it, and that energy fuels our candle, it fuels our ritual as well. So for me, when I walk past this, I'd be like, ooh, look at that juicy money candle just burning, right? I don't feel that way about this candle. So even though I can dress it, light it, pray over it, say it's the same color, tell myself it's gonna work, no, it does work, I don't get the same excitement as I do with this. So how you feel about your candle work is also very important, which is why I tell people 7-day candles, they're 7 days for a reason. You don't just light them and pray over them for one day and walk by them the other 3, 4, 5 days. You're supposed to work them. And for me, I'm very visual. I have to really like what I'm looking at to want to invest that time and energy. Okay, This particular candle I like to use as a maintenance candle. You guys know I'm big on maintenance magic, keep your money candles going. People, it's amazing. People ask me, well, how often should I burn a money candle? And I'm like, I don't know. How often do you need some money? You need some money every day, then you should probably have a candle going. Especially if you're trying to like manifest a certain amount of money, life changes, get out of debt, buy a house, stay employed. Like, it's energy. Keep the energy flowing. So I like this as maintenance magic, but I do alternate between these other candles that I'm going to show you. But if you went into a store and you were like, I just need a money candle that I feel like is going to work, I like this one. Now, also, for those of you who are burning green candles and don't feel like you're really seeing results, switch up gold or yellow, but gold is also fantastic for drawing in money. So if you're burning an all green and it's just not working, you can try a money candle in yellow. It's rare, but I do see them. You may see them in different types of candles, like holas and stuff. I'm gonna show you one of those too. But try the double action candle. Yellow, this gold also represents success. So depending on what your petition is or what you're working on, you can burn this for the success portion of what it is that you're trying to manifest. And right, the success comes, the money will follow. So extremely, extremely versatile. Try them both. Try the green one in pink, try the yellow in green, try the all green, see what works for you. Okay, the next candle that I like, I'm gonna skip around a little bit. So is this one, Bayberry. Oh my goodness. It smells really, really, really good. And so Bayberry candles are interesting. One, Bayberry is very well known for attracting money and for good luck. This would be a good maintenance candle, but I have burned it for specific things. So if you were like, I need an extra $500 for something, right? I need whatever it is financially, you can use this for that. And I do feel that Bayberry candles work very well. You'll notice it will also still have the little horn of plenty, depending on where you get it from. They come with different labels. They have a prayer on here that you can choose to recite if you want to, or, cover it up, put a petition on there, whatever you want to do. I like them. So one thing about Bayberry, little known fact, Bayberry essential oil is very expensive if you can even get it at all. So mainly Bayberry candles are going to be created with fragrant Bayberry, but the scent itself attracts spirits, benevolent spirits. So if you're someone that has an ancestor altar, if you work with certain spirits, if you're petitioning spirit guides or deities or loved ones, and you want to burn something that's going to help attract that benevolent energy, that positivity, the scent of Bayberry helps with attracting abundance, and it helps to attract spiritual help. So that's an option. Bayberry candles work very well. I feel like if you were burning, one of these and you weren't really seeing results, or you wanted to switch it up and just try something different, which that's important too, because believe it or not, like anything else, the same money candles over and over and over and over again, depending on if they're on an ancestor altar, just a regular working altar, or they're on your money altar, depending on how you practice, they can kind of get a little stale, I feel like, and you may have to switch it up. And I'm going to show you one of my favorite two options for switching them up. But Bayberry candle, fantastic. Give that a try. The last thing too that I like about this Bayberry candle is if you are somebody who practices your magic and you're not like in the closet, but you also don't really want people to know. I mean, they can look at this, but at first glance, Bayberry candle, they're not really gonna know, versus you got a big old money drawing candle. It's like, oh, what is she doing? That's just a side tip. Okay, last two. Before we do the last two, I'm going to show you guys this one really quickly because I said I would. This is a fast luck candle. Fast luck, good luck. This is a luck candle. Now, yes, it does say attract money on it, and it does have the little money symbols and everything down here. Yes, if this is all you had and you wanted to prepare it with your herbs, your oils, whatever you use for your money candle, you can do that. The reason why I'm bringing this up is, again, because if you're new, if you walk into a botanica and you're not really sure what to get and you ask for something, they could very easily hand this to you and say, here you go, here's a money candle. Technically, they're not wrong per se, but it is a luck candle, and there is a big difference. When you are trying to manifest, especially money, sometimes what's standing between you and the money is your luck, and the luck needs to be changed. So that's why it's important to understand how these candles work with the images, with the significances of the images, so you can pick the right candle. If you're burning this over and over again and you're not seeing any results, it's a possibility. It could be the luck that needs to be addressed. And sometimes we're trying to manifest money thinking, well, if I get this money, I can do this. If I get this money, it's going to solve this problem. When in actuality, stop asking for the money, change your luck. And what you need to fix the problem, if it is money, it will show up. So that's a side note. I could do an entire video on that, but we'll save that for another time. Okay, last but not least, my last two, you guys know how I feel. I love palm wax candles. Love them, love them, love them. You guys know that I burn the money machine candles. And so there's a couple of reasons. One, they're getting harder to find. Two, they're very expensive. Palm wax candles are pricey. And they're not readily abundant everywhere. If you live somewhere where they do sell them, and if you do have it in the budget to splurge and spend a few extra dollars to get a palm wax candle, I would definitely recommend it. These are made out of coconut palm wax. They just have a cleaner burn. They put out a little more energy. You know, if you're somebody who reads your candles and your candle glass is really important, sometimes these paraffin candles, sometimes the way they're poured, sometimes the wick, sometimes you don't get the most accurate reading on these glass candles. So they're just the material that they're made out of just burns differently, hotter. I believe they're a little less processed than paraffin, but don't hold me to that. I've done some research. I haven't done a ton, but I believe that they are just a little less processed than paraffin. So I love these. I think they work. I like to use palm wax candles for if you're working on a big manifestation. A better quality candle is going to put out more energy. So I will, like when I needed to buy a car, I did this. Every time I've actually needed to purchase a new vehicle or a large financial purchase, I need to relocate, down payment, that sort of thing, I've always loved to use palm wax candles. They have these are called cocktail candles. So they have palm wax at the top, and some of them, when you burn them down, they do have crystals. Some of them have crystals, some don't. I've attempted to make these before, and let me tell you, I know why palm wax costs more. It is not easy. This beautiful image here is not easy to get. They are a hassle to temperature. They're just a hassle. So trust me. I've seen these anywhere range from like $9 to almost $30. They're steep depending on where you get them from, but I do feel like they work and I do like them. These will be in my Etsy shop prepared already. I will be preparing them. I will not be charging $30 for them, but if you have never burned one, I suggest it because they work fast. They do. And if you want one that's already prepared to take the guesswork out of it, those will be on my Etsy shop, available pretty soon. All right, last but not least, and I also rotate. I should throw that in. You can rotate between your palm wax, especially again when we're talking about budget, $8, $9, $10, $15, $20 a week on a palm wax candle. That isn't, gas is high, food is high. That may not work for everybody, but you can rotate. However, if your palm wax candle works the way mine did, it's really hard to switch off unless your candle isn't working, because palm wax, they work. in my opinion, they work. Everyone I've told to burn one and it works, but you have to be the judge for that. Last but not least, here we go. Hola in red and partially prepared. As you can see, this has the man on it, and he's like hauling a ton of money. I love this image, it's my favorite. He's like hauling stacks and stacks of money. Hola. This candle is, I guess they call that prepared. I won't knock it. There really isn't anything this candle's not dressed to me. And whatever they put in here isn't going to manifest any money. Well, let me not say that. It's just not properly prepared to my standards, but it's still a good candle. Hola Candles in the color red. Why do I like these? One, because they work. Two, red is a strong, fiery, break through obstacles and barriers, attraction, come see me type of energy, right? Red is very powerful. For my clients who burn green candles or burn money candles and they're like, I'm just not seeing any results, I was like, try red. I have just a small handful of people that I know very closely burn only red candles for money because they say that's what works for them. They could burn 100 green candles and nothing happens. They burn one red candle or one holla candle specifically, and they see results. Holla's come in yellow. I have seen them made by different companies. I've never burned a yellow one, so can't tell you. I can say try it. If it's yellow, gold, still that energy, right? This is the only holla I have ever burned in the red, and I have seen excellent results. I have combined this when I was doing big money magic, when I was going to Vegas, when my money candles just felt like they weren't working as quickly as they normally would. I have switched this up. So this is a good candle to combine. Like if you had like a Bayberry and a holla together, double up your candles, strengthen the energy. Listen, just trust me, okay? I really like these, and you prepare them the same way you normally would with your money candles. I would also use this for business related things. So if you were, trying to close a deal on something, if it was anything business related and there was a possibility of making a very, significant amount of money or something like that, then I think this would be an excellent candle. You can pair this with any other candle that you want. I love combining candles. I talk a lot about how to combine the candles in my online course because surprisingly, sometimes burning a set of 2 or 3 candles, even though it's for the same goal, different candles prepared a little differently, it really increases the amount of energy that's pushing towards your request to the universe and sending that out into the ethers. And essentially there's more, it's like hitting something from several different angles, right? Because red is going to carry a totally different vibration than this candle, or a totally different vibration than, let's say, the Bayberry, or let's say this, right? So if I knew that I had something really, really big, really significant, maybe I needed it to happen quickly, maybe I'm asking for like this really big financial goal, I would combine this candle, maybe with a money drawing and a road opener or blockbuster, whatever, right? Get creative. But pairing your candles and burning them in sets also, if you can and you have the time, can definitely help speed up your results. Now that it's getting cooler and it's not 200 degrees outside, we can pair our candles, because definitely can do that over the summer. Okay, I think that's it. Did we cover all of them? Yes, we did. The one thing I didn't mention with the green and pink money candle, I like that particular money drawing candle. The pink, as we know, is a softer, sweetening up, make someone like you type of color, just the color, right? So if I was going for a raise at work, I would burn that one. You may have seen the pink and green job candle. Again, I'll insert a picture somewhere on the screen. This is why that candle is pink and green, right? if you were up for a promotion, up for a raise, if you were, again, a business deal that maybe that closing that business is contingent on the type of relationship that you have or interaction that you have with that person. If you just want a maintenance money candle and you want it to come from easy resources, not like a job, but maybe a gift, maybe a sponsor, maybe, you know, someone in your life or something to that effect, then I think the pink and green candle is very good for that. Again, I burned it as a maintenance candle. I burned it when they didn't have these candles in stock. It's worked for me. One time in particular, and I'll leave you guys with this, I remember I burned the pink and green candle, no specific petition per se, but just my regular maintenance money candle. And I was actually going out of town on a trip, out of the blue. And this is why I say candle magic. They call it magic for a reason, because things happen magically. Out of the complete and utter blue, my coworker, when I was working back at the doctor's office, she came up from behind, which was different and strange, but she came up from behind and she tucked $100 bill in the pocket of my scrubs. And I was like, what the hell, you know, like, what is this for? And she was like, just take it, it's a gift. I know you're going out of town and you've just, like, I had covered her for her shit. She was, whatever. I covered her a couple days. She was out, and that's all I can say. She was just like, I had a little extra and I just wanted basically to bless you. In my opinion, that was that candle, 1,000,000%. It was a love gift, you know what I mean? It was a very sweet gesture, and it came from a sincere place, right? So that's what I like about those pink and green candles. But again, this video is just reference, is a template, just to give you guys some ideas and alternatives for you to try. So I hope this was helpful. Thank you so much for watching. If you have any questions, comments, leave them down below. Video topic idea, leave that down too. All of my information on how to reach me if you want to chat privately, get a reading done, just come hang out with me on social media. All my contact information will be in the description box. Please like this video. It helps my YouTube channel out. A lot of you watch me, but a lot of you aren't subscribed, so make sure you hit that subscribe button. And yeah, I will be back with another video on practicing your candle magic when you can't really burn candles. All right, thanks for watching, you guys. I will see y'all soon.
Check this out.